Here we have the 30-minute price chart for NVIDIA Corporation, stock ticker NVDA. As we can see here, we've got a bit of a two-way price action situation occurring here, and I do think that we should identify some support and resistance levels that will allow us to establish some trading strategies in the week ahead. So into the Thursday trading session, most people are probably aware that there was a significant amount of selling pressure that was directed throughout the technology space. There are many people that are calling for a top, possibly even a long-term top in NVIDIA. They think that the stock has just risen too far, too fast, and that it would be appropriate, I guess, for there to be a top in place. My only issue with those projections would be the fact that those projections really don't seem to be showing themselves in the price charts themselves. We've tried to come up with a few different bearish price patterns here that might be possible as far as explaining whether or not a top could be in place. And these price patterns simply keep breaking down. They're not, they don't hang around long enough to be confirmed. Confirmed and to suggest that there is a firm potential here for a sustainable downside move. We have seen a bit of selling pressure here, as you can see during the Thursday session. We did have these price declines here. Ultimately the lows posted at this would be 2706, which posted on July 11. So this would be the final trading low for that period of time, that trading session, but then we did see some recovery here back above the 131 mark. So we have not quite recovered all of the losses that were posted during that session. In order to do that, we would need to see prices move back above the 136 level. But we have started to stabilize here a bit, and we still have we have maintained this uptrend line here, which has been in place since the 1st of July. So for all of this month, we have seen a burgeoning, a growing uptrend here. Uh, Continue to move higher, and prices continue to sort of obey this upside price trajectory here. So until this starts to give way, I would have to maintain a bullish stance, even though there are some fairly conflicting signals here that we should possibly note. One here would come with the relative strength index, relative strength index itself. As we can see here, the indicator reading has shown some bearish momentum since the 20th of June, and this continues to maintain itself. And then in addition to that, we had an attempted movement higher here in bullish momentum, which really began, this would be the 24th of June, but then it was broken to the downside during this Thursday trading session. So you can see that here with the arrow below. Currently we're not trading in oversold territory yet either, which does mean that we do have some scope here for potential downside. The only problem that I have with that is that we have now sort of created this fairly substantial, significant resistance zone, or sorry, support zone, just above the 127 level. And this does come into contact very strongly with the 200 period exponential moving average. That's this blue line here. So, essentially what we have here is a trend line, an upward trend line, a fairly strong level of support, which managed to catch prices during these massive Thursday declines that were being seen throughout the market. And then in addition to that, we also have some moving average support that is also resting in this area. So, for me, like that's typically what I need to see. I want to see, preferably 3 different technical indicators sort of matching or aligning in one region before I start to get interested or excited about a certain price level. So currently we are seeing this, but there are some readings in the indicator which suggest that we could be starting to roll over here. Overall, everyone's talking about NVIDIA. The Mag 7 stocks are all very important. But during this Thursday trading session, I think that we started to see some divergences between different companies, between different stocks. For example, Facebook really is trading at the lows that were posted on Thursday. We broke through several major support zones in that stock, and that stock was really not able to recover at all. That's really not the case for Apple. Apple did manage to recover most of its gains, And then, NVIDIA, I would say, recovered a good portion of its gains, of its losses. But these gains were not enough, to recover all the damage that was created during the Thursday trading session. So going forward here, what I'm expecting is to start to see some divergences here based on the technology sector itself. I think we're going to start to see some winners and losers here. I think some stocks are going to start to perform much better than others. I really don't think that these stocks are going to continue to move in lockstep based on what we saw during the Thursday trading session and the periods that followed. One other area that I want to note here is the fact that this failure here, this price failure, did occur at a very significant Fibonacci level. If we're looking back to this would be the June 20th highs, which came in at 140.76. And then we extend this price move lower to the lows that were posted on June 24th, just above 118. We can see that this failure point does come at a very, very significant level. The 78.6% retracement here comes in just below 135.90. And the highs here posted at 136.15. So we're within about 25 cents of this Fibonacci retracement level, and if we look at the severity of the drop here, I would consider this to be a failure at that level. It's not exactly the case, but it's close enough, and the decline was steep enough that this would be the level that I would point to, as sort of the explanation for the failure at this specific price zone. So, with these moves higher, we have broken a lot of the prior attempts to sort of form a bearish chart pattern, but none of those really played out. So we do have a there are pros and cons here to this stock, as we currently look at the situation. So I would like to know what people think for this upcoming week. I think it will be a fairly critical week as far as determining the near term trend. If we are able to recover here, then I think there's a very strong chance that we were able to retest these highs. But given the stock's upward moves recently, further breaks of support could be severe. If Facebook, Meta Platforms, if that stock is any indication here of what could be likely to come for the rest of the technology space, the declines could be fairly significant. I'm not quite there yet. I would need to see a few more levels break. In particular, I would really need to see sort of 127. I would need to see this 127 area sort of break first, and then I would start to be a bit more concerned about the stock. But until that happens, overall, we've just seen too many bearish price patterns fail here in order for me to start really focusing too much on the downside. So I'd like to know what people think about the stocks. You can let me know in the comments below. Here's the current market analysis for NVIDIA Corporation, stock ticker NVDA.